Applies for deep and no deep. Let me borrow, let's see here, borrow Brian. How many of you were here when we did from close guard to hip bump sweep, okay? Which is vital to know, especially in NoGi, because that's a core sweep. From there, you set up Kimura and you also have Jitsu. So the way the hip bump sweep works, is that I want to get his arms here, here, and I'm going to come up here, pull his arm here, and I want to take him this way here and immediately go into a high mount, controlling his arms and so forth. The high mount means that your knees are more so under his armpits versus on his hips. Because if he starts bumping his hips up, I'm not attached to his hips. And they have less of an effect as they would if you were here and he bumped his hips up, and then it launches me full, okay? This is hip bump sweep, okay? To get the hip bump sweep, you gotta kind of always think about how to break up their posture here. As he starts posturing up, you follow it up and get a hip bump sweep, okay? This is common. However, if you fail to control this arm right here, there's a tendency that they're going to post that arm out, which leads you for an option and a setup for Kimura. So as we're here, as we go here, and I'm coming up for the hip bump sweep, as I'm coming up, he postures his arm out here, which enables me to set up Kimura. Or, in this situation here, I come up, go here, he postures his hand right there, but I begin to get a guillotine, okay? I'm going to begin to finish the guillotine, okay? All of this works very nicely in NoGi because you don't have the gi in the way. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to set up your hip bump sweep, okay? For any type of a sweep that you do, for anything you do for close guard, you want to break their posture. In this situation, if the hands are here, you want to be able to kind of wedge in, they're here, and then push his hands down towards his feet here, okay? From here, feet, hips, and I come up, okay? I want to be almost like I'm reaching for that belt, so that my elbow can be right about here. From here, I have an option. I can take this arm, lift it to my, pin it to my chest, and this hand, I gotta come up on my elbow, point your toes. This is the only time you're gonna point toes, lift the hip, and then you're gonna twist and immediately get into a high mount. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Lift the hips, wedge the hips, hands in, and bringing the knees in, and hands here, feet, hips, and hip bump sweep. What really helps a hip bump sweep is this bridge that you do before you start coming up. So it goes like this. Look, I hit, bring him in, here. I pull him in, my knees pinch so he can't just all of a sudden hop out. My feet go here, and then I'm going to scoot back as my hips come up, and as they come down, I use that to come up, okay? This hand here to the chest. Point your toes. If you sweep them and your toes are out this way, I've done it before. They're possibly going to land with your foot like that, and you're going to possibly break your foot. I've done that. I came super close to breaking the foot. So this here, and you're going to twist. So as this foot and knee pinches his rib, on my toes, I'm going to elevate my hip, look right, and I'm just going to twist as my knees go forward, and I'm in this position. Okay? You're gonna wedge the key in like Mr. Carlos does. Bring him in, hands, feet, and knees pinch. Okay? I need to kind of move my hips away, lift my hip up, and as it comes down, I come up on my elbow here as I trap. This is pinching. This is pointing and blocking. Pinch, point, block, and lift and twist. And I immediately go to a high mount. From here, arms are exposed, I have a lot of options where you got the hip bump sweep. Then you can use a hip bump sweep setup in order to get Kimuras guillotines. We'll go into that next, okay? Let's do it, 1, 2, 3. Partner up with similar sizes.